Didn't see you there. Welcome to my TED X Raleigh. I'm Jackson Webb, and today we'll be talking about E. coli.
E. coli is a bacterium commonly found in the small intestines of humans and animals alike. Most types of E. coli are harmless, and they can even help your digestive tract. However, there are some that can cause diarrhea, breathing problems, pneumonia, and urinary tract infections. One strain of E. coli can cause vomiting, cramps, and even kidney failure in young children. One major way to become infected is to swallow a large amount of bacteria.
So what's all this talk about E. coli?
Well, from 2002 to about 2013, 31 people died. Which,
Really?
That's pretty tragic.
Yeah.
There are a lot of ways to get it. You can eat some contaminated food, like some undercooked meat, or ground beef, like
Kind of like that?
Chipotle. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's ironic. But yeah, and you can also get it from like contaminated water. Drinking that, or even swimming in contaminated water can give you E. coli.
Wow.
You can also get it from chilling near animals. So if you're like near a cow or a sheep or something, you
Right.
can get it from them. You can also get it from human feces. So you always need to flush your toilets. None of that, if it's yellow, leave it mellow. Always flush.
Always
Or
flush.
also get E. coli.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I definitely know what you're saying.
Alright, glad we're on the same page.
E. coli.
There are many causes to E. coli poisoning.
Really?
One cause is when cattle are slaughtered, the E. coli from their intestines can get on the meat that is cut up, especially in ground beef, which mixes many different types of cuts from a cow. It can get all in that meat and contaminate it. And then, bam! E. coli poisoning.
On the meat.
E. coli is located on the cow's intestines, right?
Mhm.
And on the udder. You're gonna get E. coli from the raw milk that comes out of those udders. And
Really?
another thing, vegetables and fruits. You wouldn't think that. Most people think, oh, vegetarians, they're immune from E. coli. Wrong.
Wrong?
Yeah.
Wow.
You might eat a fresh, nice vegetable, just crunch, E. coli. Raw vegetables, because when you first plant it and put fertilizer on it, most fertilizers use manure, and manure is infested with E. coli. So it gets on the raw vegetables. E. coli.
That's why you gotta watch your vegetables.
Yes.
E. coli can be transmitted through many different sources. One includes water. You can swallow water from, say, a swimming pool, a lake, or a pond that has E. coli in it from runoff. This can give you pretty bad side effects, including vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, and a whole list of other things that come with E. coli. You can get E. coli from other people as well, such as a child. If they're infected, you can get it from them. That's why you always need to wash your hands if you touch your mouth or their mouth. You can also get it from animals at petting zoos. They can become infected with E. coli, and it'll rub off onto your hands. And then if you go to eat something, you get E. coli from that as well. E. coli can persist because of many different environmental conditions. One such condition is the fact that it can survive in aerobic and anaerobic conditions. An anaerobic condition is a condition without oxygen. Therefore, E. coli does not need oxygen to thrive. E. coli can persist in many different areas. However, the best temperature for E. coli to be in is the human body temperature of 37.4 degrees Celsius. It's very fast growing, doubling about every 20 minutes. This can cause rapid sickness and make you feel like you have food poisoning. Most cattle farms in the U.S. are too large to properly manage the waste from cattle, which can contribute to E. coli outbreaks through runoff that gets in streams and then into water. And that goes back to my other speaking point about how water can affect and infect many different people. We utilize a concentrated animal feeding operation, and as of 2016, there were 212,000 concentrated animal feeding operations in the United States alone. The waste from livestock can often contaminate groundwater, as I said, and this can lead to outbreaks. So, by utilizing these CAFOs, we can contribute to a lessening of E. coli outbreaks. However, E. coli cannot be eliminated, as it is a naturally occurring bacteria, and it can be found in the human gut as well as the gut of other animals. So, to sum up, E. coli is just a persisting issue that we can only minimize, not completely eliminate.
The long-term effects of E. coli can include the increased risk of developing high blood pressure, kidney failure, and heart disease later in life. The short-term effects of E. coli is a loss of money due to hospital bills and the like. In 2016, following the Chipotle outbreak, sales of the company tumbled 13%, almost ruining their stock value. A false sense of hysteria regarding the E. coli outbreaks can also come from that, which can further hurt the economy, as dining in and restaurants can take a hit from the hysteria. The strategies to reduce the health effects that come from E. coli on the human population include vaccinations for cattle, which can reduce the cause of E. coli, better inspections of processing areas, which further reduces E. coli outbreaks as it will stop contamination. And we can closely track E. coli in the agricultural areas of America to stop There are many strategies to reduce the impact of E. coli on the human population. One of these is vaccines for cattle. Another is a better inspection of the processing areas. Both of these will reduce the effect that E. coli has on the meat that we get every single day. Another one is to closely track E. coli in areas of agriculture. This can help with the vegetables that can get contaminated, as well as the runoff that can get into water supplies and contaminate more people, leading to outbreaks. We chose the city, Bakersfield, California. Obstacles to improving the health in this area include cost, public opinion, businesses that don't want to lose their profits, and it may seem difficult to get public figures on the side of free grazing. Farmers may not want to take the risk of free grazing, and because of less income, they'll stray away from it. Some changes that can be made could be bans on CAFOs, because these increase the ability for E. coli to spread. A change in public opinion would also need to be necessary in changing the physical things in Bakersfield. If the people of Bakersfield feel that there is change needed, then businesses will likely change with the public's opinion thanks to the free market. Now, resources that are needed in an urban setting and how the urban setting resource availability impacts the issue and the redesign of the area. Centralized city cells can be created so that less transportation risks equals less widespread contamination of E. coli. This means that we won't have to have trucks coming in from so far away to get essential protein meats like chicken, or beef, or ground beef. We can also improve waste management systems and water treatment. This will reduce the ability for E. coli to get into water supplies or from E. coli to spread from the waste created. We could also have free grazing cattle instead of those CAFOs, because then the waste that they create will not be as confined and won't lead to runoff. Now, farmers can also use CAFOs is to reduce those and have more localized farms. And these localized farms can use less GMOs and create more organic products. With less GMOs in Bakersfield, we could have an increase in agriculture, which will help the economy in the local area, as well as reduce the amount of E. coli outbreaks that are happening, because we won't have as many external sources that can harm the meat and essential food supplies in the area. Now for our presentation on the city planning of Bakersfield, California. Hello, this is our city plan. Right here, we have the CBD, also known as the Central Business District. Here, we house all of our industry and businesses like banks and law firms and all that, but no food. This is only for businesses and business development. Right here are our suburbs, marked as suburbs in our legend. In here, we have residential areas like homes
and other things that help families, like convenience stores and local restaurants, much like Manchester is just over there. Here, we block it off from the rest of the central business district so that we can stop cross-contamination and stop the spread of E. coli.
Each suburb has 2 separate farm sources, and these farm sources each have 2 other sources, so every place has 2 sources of different food and produce. And each suburb has different sources, because if one source were to be contaminated, that would contaminate one neighborhood or suburb, and this prevents the cross-contamination along the suburbs and neighborhoods on the outskirts. So each suburb has 2 sources, obviously, and if one source were to be contaminated with E. coli, each suburb has at least one other source to rely on and have some sort of produce and food coming in. That way you don't have any economic hardships that are too bad that we can't recover from in the areas. And each suburb has a major highway going out from the city and going in towards the city. And then they are also connected to the farms by minor highways that transport food and such. And then each suburb is connected with a minor inner city highway.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, Raleigh. I hope today you learned a valuable lesson about E. coli and how to stop it from spreading. We have diagrammed a new city plan for the town of Bakersfield, California. A splendid day, and can carry on the work that we have done to stop E. coli, and maybe one day we can all eat at Chipotle.